It's Monday, so you know what that means. This is the tiny little human's tent. It is one of her favorite little toys. So we need to do some surgery to keep it going for her. Now where was it? It was on a seam, wasn't it? Can I feel the pulse?
No, it's under this.
I know, I need to know where to, oh, it's right here, I see
Yeah,
the
there's a hole.
Oh, okay, I see it.
It's under the floppy
I see
flag.
the little floppy. This should be, it's like a piece of flannel. Can you see that needle in there?
No.
Are you inside?
Yeah.
See the needle moving around?
Oliver's, yeah. Oliver's.
Pull it.
Oliver!
Oliver, get out, buddy.
Excuse me, Oliver.
Is he in there with you?
No.
Alright, keep pulling, I'll tell you when to stop. Okay, you can stop. There's a little piece of fabric. The tie, the string. The yellow string.
I don't know.
We need. Well, that was a 90-minute episode that wasn't completely full of commercials. Appreciate that. So we saw a few things that I knew were coming, but I kind of thought they were going to stretch out into the next episode. I really thought this episode was going to focus mostly on Rick and Aaron out scavenging. I kind of figured they were going to find a place kind of like they did with the boat in the zombie moat, but I thought they were going to show more of Rick and Aaron finding a place like that and then what they found. What I kind of pictured in my head was they're going to find some place that had a cache of weapons and supplies. They were going to hide the weapons, obviously, and then bring back stuff to give to the saviors. Now, we knew that the iron was coming, but I really thought there was going to be a teaser for, not this week's episode, but next week's, and this is why.
Maybe the king will buy it for you.
So I was up in the air what was going to happen because Carl and Jesus were in the back of the van. I really thought that Jesus was going to kind of talk Carl out of it, so we were going to see a completely different scenario play out. But we didn't. As soon as Carl told Jesus to jump out of the back of the truck first so he can watch him and see what to do, you knew Carl wasn't going to jump. And as soon as he didn't jump, I knew he was going to go back to the Saviors with a gun. Now, the way I thought the episode was going to play out at the very end, if this happened, I thought that Carl was going to get the gun and start firing, and then they're going to cut to black, and that was going to be the teaser for next week's episode.
If you can, when the clock is striking 12, when I'm fast asleep, down the chimney, broad and black, with your pants you'll creep, all the stockings you will find hanging in a row. Mine will be the shortest one. You'll be sure to know.
I'm glad they didn't, because I was looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with Carl's eye. What happened with Carl shooting the guys, I think he killed one or two of the guys in the comics, so that's pretty much exactly what happened in the books. Negan doesn't die, they tackle Carl, Negan takes him around, makes him take off the bandage, and that's what we saw with the eye. I was really looking forward to that. I like what they did with the special effects of the eye. I thought it was pretty perfect. They didn't go ton of detail and make it super gory. They just made it simple and grotesque. The one thing that I didn't like at first was when Carl pushes his hair out of the way so Negan could see, they had like these strands inside the eye socket, but at first I thought it was Carl's hair, so they should have had Carl just push his hair back all the way. I really like what they did. It was simple but effective.
Look at the horsies. See them? They're Clydesdale. You see those big horsies? Look at them. They're beautiful, right?
Negan did walking Carl through the facility, it's more of a show of power. You pretty much know he's not going to do anything to Carl, even though there's rumors out there that Chandler Riggs is going to leave the show because his contract's up. I don't know what's going to happen with that. We are way past this in the books, and Carl is still a main character and alive. So I don't know what's going to go on with that. But you pretty much know Negan's not going to kill him. He's showing Carl just what kind of man he is, what kind of power he wields. Those people kneeling, he turns his back on them to talk to Carl. The people still stay kneeling until Negan tells them that they can stand back up. He really, really has a following, even though a lot of people are scared of him and hate him and want to kill him. Inside his own group, they all fear him enough to not do that. Negan really, really, really is a powerful figure right now.
What I'm going to say,
It's like, we're my own
Christmas
bitches.
Eve is coming soon. Now are you dear old man?
Did you see the kitty, Ari?
Whisper
Squawking.
what you bring to me. Tell me if you
Carolers.
can. When
here,
the
kitty.
clock is striking 12. When
Oh, look,
I'm
it's
fast
a tribute to the zoo.
asleep.
That's an elephant. We never had a rhino, did we?
Broad and black, with your pack, your creed. All the stockings you will find hanging in a
That's in the box?
row.
Just in the box.
Mine will be the shortest
It's around
one.
the pool.
You'll be sure to know.
The side story we see between Rosita and Eugene already started to take place. They did a quick shot of it in the beginning when they were previously on scenes where they showed Eugene and Abraham inside that building. If you remember, Eugene had found this building earlier on, and this is where he planned to make a munitions factory and, stock Rick's group up at Alexandria with ammo.
Lean your ear
Let's
this
see how it
way.
does.
Don't you tell a single soul what I'm going to say.
Oh, really funny.
Christmas Eve is coming soon. Now are you dear old man?
Santa's there.
What you bring to me.
They want money.
I don't have any cash on me at all.
When the
Now let's talk about the iron. That was cool. They didn't get super graphic. It didn't look like he burned that guy as bad as he had burned Dwight's face, but you could see the look in disgust in Dwight when he had to participate in helping burn another person's face, because that's what happened to Dwight's face. The one thing that surprised me in the iron scene was Daryl kneeling down when everyone else did with Negan. I thought he would still be more defiant. Negan does kind of talk about this where he says that Daryl's going to be a good soldier for him and he's really starting to come around. I don't remember exactly how he put it, but more or less he said he thinks that Daryl's coming around. At the very end, Jesus was on the roof of the utility van truck thing that Negan was in as they're driving away. After Negan tells Dwight to lock Daryl back up, Daryl glances up to the top of the van. Now he saw something. Whether or not he saw that it was Jesus or he just saw something up there, we don't know. But when the cutscene, Jesus was off the top of the van. So it's a no-brainer that Jesus put the key under the door for Daryl. But did Daryl just see something happening up there? Or did Daryl see Jesus up there and he knows that Jesus gave him the key? If he knows that Jesus gave him the key, he knows that this is a legit escape attempt. If he doesn't, this could be something very similar to last time. Now, I'm 95% confident that it was actually Jesus that put the key under there. But does Daryl know that? He does get out of the room, because we saw that in the trailer for next week's episode. And we don't know what's going to happen. I guarantee they're not going to kill Daryl. They just killed two main characters. The world is upset that they killed Glenn. Everyone forgets about Abraham, but the world's upset they killed Glenn. Norman Reedus is definitely is big business for this show, so they're not going to kill him off. Yeah, the show's got to stay fresh and stay relevant, but it's also got to make money, or it's not going to stay fresh and stay relevant. So I doubt they're going to kill Daryl, because he's a character that people want on the show. So we'll see.
clock is striking 12 when I'm fast asleep. Down the chimney, broad and black.
That's
with
intense.
Your pack, your creed.
This is Ari's favorite house. I know you want to make that house. This is why she's not impressed with our life. She wants her house to look like
One thing I want to see, I noticed in Daryl's vest that Dwight's wearing, when he tackles Carl and when he kind of picks him back up, the left wing had a rip in it. The patch had a rip in it. I want to see, for continuity's sake, if the next time they show Dwight, the vest is ripped. On a couple of the Talking Deads, they talked to like the costume designers, and they age the costumes as the characters keep progressing in the show. So as the characters get a little more ragged looking, the clothing that stays consistent also gets more ragged looking. But I want to see if the cut in the patch is consistent, because with Rick's jacket, if you remember at Terminus, he pulled the zipper off it and he wrapped it kind of like brass knuckles, and then in later episodes when they showed him wearing that jacket, the zipper was intact. So I'm kind of curious if, for continuity's sake, they stick with that. If you like this episode or any of my other episodes, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. You can like by giving me a thumbs up, and you can subscribe by hitting that big red button down below or clicking on my floating head at the end of this video. Thank you.